I am Anthony Amata, CEO of Vitargo Global Sciences. Today we have two standout Southern California CrossFit athletes, Jamie Hagia and Reed Worthington. And we actually sponsor both of them. And we're getting behind the scenes truth shots on them. So Jamie, you played for the Trojans as a star basketball player.
I did.
And your position was?
A point guard.
Point guard. And you went and played in the European League?
Yes.
And being a girl, being in elite NCAA collegiate sports, and where weight is a key concern, you transfer over to CrossFit. Tell us what was behind that?
Well, for USC, for women's basketball, it's a little bit different than, you know, the volleyball and the swimming or track where they had to really watch their diet. So actually, women's basketball, we ate pretty bad. There was a couple, like freshmen that would come in that would gain a little bit. If we gained a little bit too much, then they would cut us back. But for the most part, they didn't limit us on, you know, carbs or anything like that. When I went to Europe, on the other hand, those women are they were about physique and being slim, so everything from the eating to the weight training was all different because they wanted a real slim look. But transferring to CrossFit, I think the size helped me out, but for CrossFit, for me, the size is good, but for the gymnastics, I need to come down a little bit, and that's when I actually started being more conscious about my food choices, and carbs, definitely.
So for cheat meals when you were playing for the Trojans, it would have been a daily meal, it would have been a cheat meal in Europe.
Yes, definitely. It would have been a once a month kind of thing, but we ate that on the daily. We would have training table with the USC football team, the same, all the athletes ate in the same place. So it was steaks and fish, but then French fries and, you know, of course you had your veggies, but there's cookies every night, like ice cream, and no one really monitoring us as long as we kind of were okay.
So USC football, I've heard their training table is impressive, like almost like elite.
So steak and shrimp, and it's gotten better throughout the years.
So Reed, you played collegiate football and then went on to play European football. What was it like for you when you were playing ball in terms of food and?
Sure. Yeah, as I entered college, I was a little underweight, and I think I was around 200 pounds, and so I needed to gain that size. And so it was honestly a seafood diet, meaning seafood, eat food, and I was just piling on as much food as possible: chocolate, milk, syrup, Eggo waffles, peanut butter and jelly, and so forth. And then as I gained that weight, I gained about 30 pounds through football. I realized I needed to get a little faster, so speed came into play. So when that happened, I started kind of monitoring my diets. I got into knowing, you know, the certain protein facts, carbohydrate fats, and how like your body, and fats, I should say, anyways, how your body kind of worked. And then I realized I needed to drop some weight and go from there. So I dropped down to, you know, around 215, 220, where I was strong enough to play football and fast enough to play football. With regards to CrossFit, football isn't CrossFit, so it's a whole different ball game. As I finished playing football in Europe, I realized, okay, now I want to do CrossFit, and so I had to cut down some more weight. Being 220 is really heavy as a CrossFitter. It's good to move weight around, but like Jamie said, gymnastics, just movement, period. It's a lot of weight on your joints, and so ultimately monitoring my diet now, it's a lot different than what I used to do.
So you both hear the four-letter word carb. So it's your first 3 months of doing CrossFit. So what did you think when somebody said carb?
I think being a woman, you know, carbs have always been, and I'm not the pin-thin kind of model look. I was a little bit bigger than a lot of my the female peers. Carbs were always a huge, you know, try to stay away from them because definitely you want to have the slimmer look. So it's hard for me, I tried to stay away from them, and I thought they were terrible in my eyes, you know, until Vitargo came around, and it completely changed my mindset. I was like, you need these to be able to function and be to be able to do the athletic movements we do and the workouts. You need to fill your body with carbs.
So until you had done CrossFit, both of you probably didn't realize how intense the training was, and with that level of intensity training, it's a very carb-intensive burn rate. So for you, Reed, carb, it's the first few months of you doing CrossFit?
Yeah. Zero. As in zero carbs, because I was about 220, 225. Yeah, well, as I joined CrossFit, you see that, you know, eat clean foods, veggies, nuts, seeds, some starches, and little fruit. That's almost right on. That's pretty good.
That's good. Paleo. Yeah.
But yeah, so I bought into the paleo scene, and I was really heavy. I'm eating spinach, salads, and chicken, probably and eggs for all my meals. And so I dropped down to below 200 pounds, which I hadn't been since I was 18 years old. And what happened with that is I lost a lot of strength. I was moving a lot better. Sure, I could run a lot better than I had. When I started CrossFit, I thought 400 meters was like 3 miles. You know, and I could run 200 and stop and, you know, breathe a little, because football was short intervals of sprints. So as that first 3 months came along, I realized, okay, I need to do something where I can keep my strength and keep my weight down. So I'm willing to gain a few pounds and in return become a better athlete, right? So I added carbs and my energy just went through the roof. My recovery went through the roof, and I think that's what really changed the game for me, where I was almost whittling away to a pin thin. But
a man pin thin.
A man pin thin. Yeah, man pin.
A manly one.
Yeah. So yeah, I really started believing in carbohydrates, and then really started putting them into my recovery as well, not just for energy source, but also to recover.
So, big concern for girls is carbs for them, you know, slap on a couple pounds on the thigh, on the belly, don't want that,
Face,
or the
arms.
hips. So, tell us what happened to your physique when you added in carbs.
For me, I had to cut down a little because I was eating bad. I was eating a lot of like the
Cupcakes.
Cupcakes are my favorite. It's hard, you know. I'm a human being.
Another
Susie
C
cakes,
word.
you know. Cake, cookies, chocolate chips, cookies. But for me, I need those carbs. I honestly haven't taken any. I was never taking protein, any kind of carb, nothing, no kind of recovery, anything. So this is actually the first product I actually took. And with all the heavy training, and you have to go back-to-back workouts in these competitions, and even in your training, you have 2-a-days, 3-a-days to be able to replenish your body with that. That changed the game for me too. So carbs.
And so it had a favorable effect, no effect?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because one, I don't like to eat a whole ton before I work out, so I'll have a bottle of Vitargo just to get me going, to give me energy throughout the workout. And then right after, I own a gym, so I'm there. Sometimes I can't take off to go get food, so I'll take another one just to replenish and refuel, and it makes a difference for me.
And your gym is called?
Torrance CrossFit.
There you go.
We're in Torrance. Come out anytime you'd like to.
Shameless plug is always good. And Reed, for your physique?
For my physique, I think once I started implementing carbohydrates into my diet, I was able to do more. And for me personally, I have to do a lot of volume in order to see results. And so what carbohydrates did is they gave me the energy and the fuel to keep moving through a strength workout, through an Olympic lifting workout, to a few Metcons like you do in CrossFit. And especially like she said, when you're in competition, you don't always like to eat whole foods, if you will, like a banana here or an orange here. But if you take on heavy food, it'll slow you down or just make your stomach upset. That's one thing I love about Vitargo is you drink it. There's no filling, like it's not really filling, but your muscles and you feel like you are ready to go. So you can honestly drink it during your warm up and while you're doing a Metcon and not have any side effects. And so that's why I really liked plugging carbohydrates in before, during, and ultimately after my workout.
And you still have a 6-pack?
I have a few pack.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Pack.
And, working on some of these guys that are, they got a really low body fat, but I stay around 9 to 10, which is best for my 210 pounds, just to maintain that energy and to move and for CrossFit.
I think one thing is we're not physique models. We don't need it, the 6-packs, and sometimes the athletes who look the most, well, I Reed does both, he does double duty, but I think the athletes sometimes who look the most impressive, like, whoa, their back is shredded, their abs are all defined, 6-pack, aren't always the ones that move the best and perform the best. So we need a mix of, being able to take the Vitargo and the carbs and still, our body, it's not about how we look, how we pose, how we look in bikini,
Sure.
so. But yeah, the Vitargo is my favorite. You saw us, we ran to the booth right after our competition.
I like to call that all show, no go.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
we don't want to be
Play
that.
like Tarzan, look like Jane.
And your box you train at most frequently?
Citizen CrossFit. It's in Anaheim, California. Yeah, they jump-started me on. Yeah, James been by. I visited Fit Lab. It's a great place.
Torrance CrossFit. We
Torrance.
changed. There's a name change.
Okay, Torrance CrossFit.
Yeah.
You set PRs there. I did.
Oh yeah, yeah you
I
did.
Grand opening day.
And we're here for the LA Fit Expo CrossFit competition, and you're part of a team of 4.
Yes.
How's it going? There's Sunday here?
Yep, just one day. It's 2 guys, 2 girls. We had our first 2 events.
Yeah, this is
Great.
actually really fun for us because I met Jamie at my CrossFit cert about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's a stud, and we were like, hey, and so this is,
Sat next to
Vitargo
each
came
other.
together, and everything's kind of come full circle, so it's been a really
And it's our first
blessing.
competition doing it together.
Together.
Cool.
Yeah. It's
And he hit his 345 clean and jerk
345.
in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
345.
225.
So yeah, that was a good event for us.
And before or after, tell us what you consumed.
Honestly.
Besides that shot of vodka or the couple of beers that saw somewhere.
A cupcake. She tried to force a cupcake. No, honestly, I had a shot. Right, we finished a workout 35, 40 minutes before that. I actually mixed the tropical. It's not fruit punch. Tropical Vitargo in with my protein, and then that was my post-recovery meal. And then I just drank some water to sip on throughout that, doing some strength workouts. I didn't necessarily need a ton, so I'm actually gonna go hit some more right after this before our last event. So I'm feeling great.
What was your pre or post to both?
I didn't have much time. I did pack a lunch and I forgot it at home.
Bummed.
I know, so bummed. It was so great, chicken and vegetables. So I got here, I ate a bite of a banana because I don't want too much. Had Vitargo, did the first workout, came back, hit the booth again, Vitargo again, and as soon as we were done with our second one, went straight back and got that. And so Vitargo and a little bit of chicken and vegetables.
Okay. Got
Shots
the
at the booth.
Yeah, a little.
Great. Well, great to have you both here.
Thank you so
Great
much.
to have you all there.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
athletes.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.